Good evening, students. Today we will study the gravitational potential energy. What do you mean by this? Now, in your earlier standards, you have studied that mechanical energy is of two types. One is kinetic energy and one is potential energy. The energy possessed by a moving body is known as kinetic energy, and the energy which is possessed by a body which is actually now at rest, and because of its position or because of its configuration, it is having a potential to do some work later on. Right now it is not doing any work, but later on it will do the work. It is having the potential, the capacity to do the work. So we will say that it is having a potential energy, and this potential energy is because of its position. For example, if I keep a heavy stone at some height from the ground, it is stationary, it is not moving, it is at rest, it is not doing any work. But if I drop it from the top, it is going to do work. So it is having a potential to do the work. So that energy which is stored in it is known as potential energy. You had also seen the formulas of kinetic energy, that was 1/2 mv square, and kinetic energy was potential energy was m into g into h. That is a mass into the Earth's gravitational into the height. So P is equal to mgh. Now here in this figure, you can see a body A. Now this body is situated at the Earth's surface. So the height is going to be taken as 0. Now since the height is 0, P will be m into g into 0, that is 0. So the potential energy of this body which is kept at the Earth's surface is 0. But now see, in the second case, this same body A, I am raising it to a particular height, say A. Say same body A, you see on the top A is written, a arrow is there because I am raising the body A at a height h. Now again the PE will be mgh, but now it will be minus mgh. Why? Because we have studied earlier in the sign convention that g will be taken as negative if the body is going upwards. So PE becomes minus gh. Now what will happen if you go on taking it more and more up? Let us see. Now if you are now over here, when the h is small, we will take the formula mgh. But suppose the value of h goes on increasing, then the distance of the body from the Earth's surface is also going to go on increasing. So now we cannot take simply r as the distance. Remember the formula, gmm upon r. So here we will take gmm upon r plus h. So now the potential energy for the large value of h will become minus gmm upon r plus h. Now as h will be bigger value, r plus h will also be a bigger value. That means in the denominator you are going to have a bigger value. Now since 5th standard you have been studying fractions, you know that when the value in the denominator increases, the whole fraction decreases. Means suppose if at a particular height, now this r is say 5 and my value of p is coming say minus 10. If I increase the value of h, now this value is going to reduce. Instead of minus 10, I will get minus say 5. More and more you go on increasing the height, the value of h goes on increasing, this value will go on decreasing. But since it is negative, actually if you see, then it is coming more and more towards the positive. You know the maths, number line, negative numbers, okay? Minus 10, minus 9, minus 8, minus 7, minus 6, minus 5 come towards the 0. So as the h go on increasing, this part gmm upon r plus h goes on decreasing, but because it is having a minus sign, actually it is becoming more and more nearer to 0. And then at one particular infinity point, what will happen? Earth's gravitational force is not going to act over there and g becomes 0, and therefore PE also becomes 0. So over here the Earth's gravitational force is not acting, so the potential energy is also 0. So this is the explanation of the gravitational potential energy. Why we called it as gravitational potential energy? Because the body is now moving upwards against the gravitational force. That is why. Now students, we will see the throw of a ball. Now as you can see over here, the earth's surface, there is a ball or any body you can say, and we are throwing it upwards, giving it with a velocity of u. U is the initial velocity. When we have to throw anything upwards, we have to apply the force. So we are giving the force, and due to which it is getting one velocity, that is u. That is the initial velocity with which we are throwing the ball up. Now as the ball goes higher and higher, it is fighting the earth's gravitational pull, and that is why the velocity will go on reducing and reducing, and finally at one particular height h, the entire velocity, the whatever force we had given to the ball to go up, we are not going up with the ball so that we can supply the force full time. Once we have given the force and the ball is gone, and now this force will go on reducing and reducing as it goes higher and higher, fighting the earth's gravitational pull. It comes to one such position where the ball will stop. Why? Because its now velocity will become zero. It is totally exhausted fighting with the earth's gravitational pull, and then it will, for a moment it will stop. At that time the velocity will be zero, and then it will start falling back to the ground. So in this journey of the ball from the earth's surface to the height h, the initial velocity is u, by which we have given what we have given the force, and the final velocity is going to be v, that is 0. Always remember, whenever we throw a ball from bottom to the top, always the final velocity becomes 0, and after that it will start coming down. Now according to the kinematic equation, we know that v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now v square final velocity is 0, so we will put v is equal to 0, u square, and since the ball is going up, now I am only talking about the journey from earth's surface till that height h, only the first part of going up. So during this journey, according to the sign convention, since it is going up, the g will be a will be taken as g, and that too minus g. So 0 is equal to u square minus 2gs. So u square is equal to 2gs. So s will be equal to u square upon 2g. In the textbook page number, you can see it is a negative sign is given, s is equal to minus u square upon 2g, which is not correct. You have to write s is equal to u square upon 2g. The minus sign is an error. Distance cannot be negative, and calculation also you can see. So this is the concept of throwing a ball. When a ball goes up, what happens? Okay, now let's take one more example. Again, imagine the ball lying on the earth's surface, and you are giving it a force due to which is getting the initial velocity, and it is going up. Now we saw earlier that the ball comes down because the initial velocity what we had given, it goes on decreasing and decreasing, and finally it becomes 0, and then the ball comes down. Suppose we don't let this velocity of the ball become 0, then what will happen? Then the ball should continue going up and up and up, right? Now if this is possible, if we are able to do so, then what happens? This goes up and up, and finally we had studied in the earlier section that at an infinite distance g becomes equal to 0. So what will happen? Now the ball is going up, and at infinite distance g will become 0. When g becomes 0 means what? Now the earth is not attracting the ball at all, so this ball is now free to go in the space. Now what happens? Now at this point the ball escapes in the space. It is free from the earth. So this velocity, initial velocity, by which when we throw anything or project anything up in the air, and it is able to escape the earth's gravitational force, we say that that velocity is the escape velocity of the body. It is the escape velocity because it can escape the earth's gravitational pull. Okay. Now here, to understand this concept, now since you all are free due to the lockdown, you can do one thing. If you have not watched Mangal Mission or Mission Mangal, the movie, please watch that. All your doubts regarding escape velocity, critical velocity, everything will be cleared, and you have time also. So just search and watch that movie online. Okay.